我呢，这个美国人就跟他说有这么样的这回事，你去看一下这个视频，你喜欢的话，我们再找新加坡亚洲的领袖。结果这个李先生呢，他去看了这个视频，看了之后呢，有一天晚上，这个美国人就在发短信给他，在聊天说，怎么样？你看了没有？你觉得好不好？我在找领袖，可不可以介绍一些新加坡的领袖给我？然后这个李先生就说，搞什么？我就是你的领袖，对不对？然后呢，发生什么事呢？这个美国人呢，原来是通过一个英国籍的法国人认识到李老师，所以美国人叫 Eric 推荐了这位英国法国人叫 Chris， 然后 Chris 推荐了李老师，李老师推荐了马老师，刚好这个 Chris 先生就来到了此地，我们欢迎。我翻译，我很想马老师 ，OK， 很想念马老师。
I'm not too sure what you just said about me. All I can understand was Chris, Eric, and Skype.
OK， 我不太明白刚才马老师讲我的什么好故事还是坏故事啊，但是我听到了什么 Eric 啊、Chris 啊，还有在网上聊天的一回事。OK， 好，来。
Right, are you going to do the translating?
Yes, just share.
Well, first of all, it is my honor to be here tonight.
我非常荣幸今晚能够在这里，感谢各位，掌声一下。
It's not my first time in Singapore, it's actually my third time, but this time is a very, very special time because I came with my wife and my two daughters.
OK， 我是第3次来到新加坡了，但是这一次非常特别，我跟我的太太跟我的孩子来到这里了。Is that your beautiful wife?
And yes, my eldest daughter is there. The little one and my wife couldn't make it. I think the Singapore heat, we did a lot of walking to we did quite a bit of eating, so they were completely.
OK， 新加坡太热了，所以我老婆跟另外一个女儿已经晕倒在酒店。
Caucasians can't cope with heat very well.
洋人不能受不起这个热度啊。Yes.
But yeah, it's actually an incredible story. For those of you who might not be too familiar with with this story that Dennis was referring to. Almost 5 years ago now.
差不多是快要5年前的事情了，我见到了 Dennis。
I joined World Ventures with my good friend Eric Allen, who's
5年前我加入了 World Venture
in America, in the US, and after a few short weeks, we saw in the sign-up page that Singapore was actually open for business.
他加入了，过了几周就看到网站出现新加坡的国旗，新加坡开业了。
But we noticed that nobody was doing anything.
但是我发觉新加坡什么人都没有，一个人都没有在做。
In Singapore, there seemed to be no leadership on the ground.
新加坡一个领导人都没有。
And Eric and I from a previous business, had a very small team in Singapore. It was a different company, but it opened our eyes to the potential in Asia for network marketing.
之前我们在另外一家公司在新加坡有一个小小的团队，所以我们对亚洲非常热爱。我们觉得亚洲市场潜能非常的庞大。
So one day we said, right, let's try and find some people we can work with. People we can spend a lot of time with in supporting them and trying to get World Ventures started in Asia. And it took us a few months.
OK， 所以呢，我们后来就决定说，我们一定要在新加坡找到一些领袖，但是花了好几个月都找不到。
But eventually we bumped into this little guy with a cap and a big heart.
所以最终让我们碰到了一个矮矮的一位新加坡的先生，每次都戴着帽子，就叫做 James， 还有心怀很大、很宽的心怀。
And this guy said, I like this travel thing. I want to do it. And we said, fine, sign up and let's get started.
李老师看了，他说很兴奋，我要做，我很喜欢旅游。然后他就回复说，好啊，你就马上加入吧。他就加入了。Yes.
And that's what he did.
结果他就加入了。
And that's how we were introduced to Dennis. I had the pleasure of speaking to Dennis on Skype very shortly after James started. And Dennis struck me as a very driven person, very successful person, obviously who wanted to know everything about the company and the products, what the plans were for the future.
OK， 所以李老师呢就介绍了马老师给 Chris， 然后 Chris 对我的第一个印象就是说这个人动力非常强，然后问一大堆问题，然后呢什么他非常好奇公司制度等等很多问了很多的问题。
But we knew Dennis to have somebody very, very special, and that's how we got started. And really, as we said to the guys, okay, it was September 2010.
那时候是9月2010年的时候。
As we said to the guys, well, let's get a team started, and as soon as you manage to put a team together of say 200 people, we'll come over, we'll fly, to Singapore, stay with you for a week, and help you take the business to the next
所以我就跟马老师跟李老师说，如果你们可以发展到200个会员，我跟 Eric 我们就会从英国跟美国特地飞到新加坡来帮你们做一次培训。
And that's what we did. It was March 2011, which was quite a first time for me in Asia, a bit of a shock because when I arrived, my suitcases were still in Europe. I had no other sets of clothes. I got picked up from the airport, rushed to a business presentation to meet with Dennis.
3月2011年的时候呢，我就人生第一次来到了新加坡，然后一到机场呢，他们把我的行李全部弄丢了，然后衣服什么都没有，然后就被马老师跟李老师呢，连人带身体呢，直接拉到会场讲课。
That was my arrival in Singapore, straight to the business opportunity later. But there weren't as many people.
那时候人少的，比现在少很多那时候。
And I was told after the presentation, now you're going to drink a dinosaur, and I think these guys are crazy.
所以呢，讲完课，他们就带我去吃夜宵，吃了很多莫名其妙的东西。
Anyway, I loved it. But yeah, so it goes on to prove, because fast forward 4 years later, Dennis has built an incredible team, obviously with his leaders. The team's got surpassed the 200,000 active members.
所以他很惊讶，因为4年后的今天呢，看到我们的团队已经超过了20万人的会员，哇，20万。
Growing by 1,000 a day, so it's just unbelievable.
而且每天新人加入是超过1000人，哇！
Incredible, absolutely. Now, what's even more incredible is that, truly speaking in Asian terms, and I'm sure Dennis will agree, we're only just getting started, aren't we?
但是呢，对他来说，他相信亚洲现在才刚刚开始，同意吗？各位？
Millions of World Ventures members in Asia, absolutely.
我们在亚洲一定会有上百万的会员。
But yeah, so it is really a pleasure to be back. And for those of you who've been in the business long enough, you've seen great success stories. You've made your own success stories. For those who just joined, I think I just want to warmly welcome you to our global family. It is an unbelievable experience to be able to travel with friends from around the world, wherever you go, in Europe, in Asia, Africa, America. We still have that very, very special culture, the World Entrance culture. And all I want to say to you really is to, in the hard times, because it's always great to talk about having fun traveling and having a great time, but it is a business as well. And like any business, we go through ups and downs. And, when you think about it, why are we doing what we do? Well, it's to share memories with our friends, with our families, and having fun, with these people creating memories for the future.
OK， 所以对于老的会员呢，我祝福你们，希望大家可以快速成功，不要放弃。对于新的会员呢，欢迎你们来到我们的家庭。为什么？因为我在这个公司呢得到的是什么？我可以到全世界，跟全世界的朋友一起快乐吃饭，过着黄金的时光，而且呢还能够赚钱。所以真的是这个生意真的是太棒了。 非常感谢 Motivation， 给他掌声一下，好不好？
So I'll finish with, you know, some of you may know Marcus said some of these words, you know, and it's just keep paying attention, you know, let's keep getting excited, let's keep never quitting, and let's make a living.
Living! 各位呢，我们公司有3句黄金规则，叫做第一，你来了你就要注意学习，跟成功人学习。 然后呢，保持你的兴奋度，好不好？然后呢，永不放弃，我们一起成功。OK， 所以哇，